A very good afternoon for the last day of the calendar year's racing for the 18-foot skiffs from a glistening and cloudless Sydney Harbour sky. Beautiful light breeze, big sail breeze. 2 heats today, the final 2 heats of the New South Wales State Championship. And we've got a very tight point score, which we'll show you shortly. But at the moment, we've got a lovely day. The skiff's just coming out of Double Bay. And we firstly say good afternoon to Dolly Devola. Dolly, a beautiful day, isn't it?
It's an absolutely cracking day on Sydney Harbour, Pete. At the moment, we've got the breeze in the east, but it's sort of trying to get around towards the northeast a bit. But we're currently on the easterly course. We've probably got about, what do you think, about 8 knots at the moment. And we've got an outgoing tide for all afternoon. Not a big tide, but still a run out tide. But it's going to be interesting to see, Peter, with this clouds cleared off. I think we might see maybe by race 2 the breeze might get around to the left a little bit more, but we're currently on the easterly course.
Thanks, Dolly. And well, to tell us what the easterly course is, Jimmy Bury, good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Pete. Yeah, the easterly course, well, they got displayed 2 over 2, so just the shorter courses. So we just start here just off Clark Island. They work their way up into Rose Bay to a mark, then run down to Clark Island, jibe at the mark and head on over to Athol Bight, work their way back up to Rose Bay, and then a run down here to the finish just off Clark Island.
Okay, well, as we saying, Dolly was saying, that's the course for the first race today, but of course we've got 2 races to conclude the 8-race program for the state championship. But remember, we lost the first 2 races due to that torrential downpour and wind squalls that came through, and so we're only effectively having 6 races for the championship, 5 to count, so you're allowed 1 drop. And just as we're waiting for the skiffs to come down, we might just have a look at the point score. And it's pretty tight at the top of the point score. 2 boats equal on points, and that's Finport and Rag and Famish. There's the point score. And the numbers in white are the drops. You're allowed 1 drop. So Finport's had a 2, 1, 7 and 1, counting for 4 points. And Rag and Famish has had 1, 2, 1 and 2, a drop of 2, which is pretty solid for 4 points. And then Yandu third, Balmain, Vycobi, Smeg, Lazarus Capital, 6th Burrawang, and the Kitchen Maker at the top 10. So really a race in 2, you'd think, unless Yandu can throw his way in and those other 2 have a couple of bad performances in the first race. But as we're waiting here, we'll just go through some significant skipper changes. We've got Mika Lane back at Yandu following Woody's retirement. Josh Porebski skippering Rag and Famish in place of Harry Price, whose knee is still not in 100% shape. Jack Ferguson aboard the Burrawang. And John Cooley will be steering Marine Outlet today. And that's about it as far as the skipper changes go, I think. And Dolly, you'd have to say really that the Rag has been the form boat this year, even with Josh steering in the absence of Harry. They're going to take a bit of beating today, you'd think.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how both these boats approach the day, whether they choose maybe in this first race of the day to just sail their own race and try and sail fast and smart, or whether we might see the 2 boats engage each other in a bit of a match duel, which I think might be what Mika Lane would be hoping that the 2 of them do, so he might be able to come back into play. Yeah, interesting. I think the Rag and Famish have certainly been the favourite if we had a bit more breeze. But with this, what we're looking at today, it's going to be interesting. We'll just see how this first one plays out, that's for sure. Rag and Famish also don't have a big drop score at this point in time, so if they do have a bad race,
their second will count, won't it?
Yeah.
They're dropping at the moment, so,
yeah. So
you'd say advantage at Rag, wouldn't you?
Yeah, at the moment they're dropping a 2, so they can, basically what I'm saying, viewers who most understand how these things work, they can afford a a not so good race that's worse than a second, and that will become their drop, and it won't be too harsh on them. Where the Finport, I think they're dropping a 7. Is that right,
that's right,
Peter?
yes. That's
so
right.
they can't really afford to drop the ball today. And then it'll be interesting to see how the minor placings play out. Also in these lighter conditions, I think Mika has good legs in the lighter air, so it'll be good to see how Yandu do fare. I'm going to be very interested to see how Jack Ferguson steering the Burrawang goes today. Very, very handy young sailor, Pete, and teaming up with Tom Quigley and Cam McDonald. They're a good team. So not saying that they're going to go out and win the race today, but I'd be expecting them to do well. And also the Balmain boys and the Vycobi boys, I'd expect both of them to hopefully have good days today in these sort of conditions. All boats on the big rig, obviously, today.
Yes, beautiful conditions on the harbour if you've just joined us for the final 2 heats of the State Championship. We're about quarter of an hour away from starting, and a lot of traffic on the harbour as you would expect on such a glorious day close to Christmas. Obviously a lot of Christmas parties going on, and we thank all our regular viewers coming in with some lovely messages, and we wish you all a very happy Christmas and safe and healthy New Year. We've got Alabama. Where's someone from Alabama? Andrew Fox from Alabama. Merry Christmas to you, Andrew. Olivia Dameron is back again. Francois Morissette from Bordeaux in France, a regular. Hello to you, Francois. Stewie Brown. Happy Christmas. Chris Keevers from Fishing Point, Lake Macquarie. Lovely part of the world, just north of Sydney. Paul Bergamini. I think we know him, don't we, Jimmy? Do you know him? Paul...
Bergamini. Yeah.
Oh, Paul Bergamini.
Yeah.
He's up in North Queensland.
Gladstone, sunny Gladstone.
Yeah.
Hello to you, Paul.
Hello, Berger.
Nipper Henderson's there. Russell Blake from Toronto. Well, a bit cold over there, Russell, so you might see Santa Claus with a bit of snow around. Happy Days 72 from Belfast. Wow, there we go. Happy Christmas to you guys. David Patterson. He's asked a question. I think I can answer that. He's asked, can anyone tell me what Herman Winning is up to? Well, I don't think Herman Winning knows himself what he's up to, but he's not sailing. He's that's the answer to the question. I presume that's what you were asking.
It'd be a day-to-day proposition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
His boat's in mothballs, and we won't see him this year. Brandon Clark from Hamilton, New Zealand. Hello from Germany. Here's a Wolf Dietrich Pfeiffer. So, Wolf Dietrich Pfeiffer. I think that's how I've got it. Wolf Dick. Apologise if it's not correct, but hello to you in Germany. Joy Brown back from Bribey Island. Greg Loper from Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Russell Moore is another regular, so hello to you, Russell. John Cooley, that's John Cooley's father. Merry Christmas to you, John. And Conboy from Raritan Bay, New Jersey. Rich Con, hello to you, Rich. And just hope it's a bit warmer. It's a bit warmer here than it is over there, I'm sure. There's 6th. Jacob Marks, Alex Marinelli and Matt Doyle. We're expecting good things from them today. And today's race partner is the Rag and Famish. We're sure to see plenty of them throughout the race, you'd think, if form is anything to go by. There's the 18-footer Barn Restaurant. There's Lazarus just going down, still under Spinnaker. So I think most of the fleet are out. Dolly, have we seen Yandu? Has that been out? He's out.
They've been passed, yep.
Okay, good.
And Pete, just getting the data from the top mark, the wind ratings at 10.5 knots, 79 degrees with a 5-minute average of 10.3 knots at 77 degrees.
So you're 0.3 of a knot out, Dolly. You've got to do better, mate. You've got to do better.
I think I said 8 to 10, so I'm still 0.3 out. But like I say, I think we're going to see a little bit of a build
and a spike,
and it might get around to the left, hopefully. And I think if it gets around to the left a little bit, it'll be a much more consistent breeze too. There's pretty nice little lines of pressure coming down. But what a beautiful day. We've got about 24, 25 degrees air temperature. And like you said, Pete, I think every man and his dogs out having a Christmas party today. But luckily, most of them look like they're at anchor. So hopefully we don't see too many kumquats coming through the course.
That's right. Well, I'm sure we will. Hello to Steve D from Sunshine Beach and to the SMEG's #1 supporter, Paul McNamara. Hello to you, Paul, and happy Christmas. I'm sure the SMEG boys will be hoping for a good effort today, as we've got an absolutely cracker of a day. We're off Clark Island at the starting area, just sort of to the northwest of Clark Island, and the first beat up towards Shark Island, Rose Bay area, and there's fairly clear runway at the moment, Dolly, on the course, but give it an hour or two, it mightn't be quite the same.
Yeah, where's our friend in the Captain Cook boat
Oh,
today?
well, he'll be around somewhere.
He'll be around soon?
He'll have his Admiral.
There he is, right behind the camera catch.
There we go.
He's got his Admiral's uniform on, and he'll be out for sure. And just watching the fleet just milling around. What do we got, Jimmy? About 10 minutes to starting signals. 13 to a start, yeah. And there's Yandu in the way in the distance. And who we got here? We got the
Gotcha for Life.
Gotcha for Life. That's supporting the Gotcha for Life Foundation and charity. Will Dargaville, Josh Marks, and Rich Dobson. Very worthy cause indeed.
Certainly is looking after men's mental health. A charity founded by Gus Walland, I believe, and supported pretty strongly by Shaw and Partners in the past. But they do really good things, so great to have them, on board and bringing awareness to get men to talk about their mental health. Always a good thing.
Well, we've got the Commodore tuning in from Thailand, Simon Nern. Hello to you, Simon. Careful what you drink up there, but just we're sure you're saying good luck to the Burrawang Young Henrys boys, and hope you're going well up there. And happy Christmas to you. You put a lot of work into this club and the class, so enjoy your break. Gary Leaf's there, David Grogan dropping in from Auckland, New Zealand. The Yankee Express, yes, ebb current today, no doubt about that. High tide was at just after 2 o'clock Sydney time, so a good flow out as the afternoon wears on. There's Finport, Keegan York, and I just some self-indulgence here, if you don't mind. Wish my wife a very happy birthday today. She gave me a leave pass to go sailing, so Joe, I love you and happy birthday. I'll be home shortly, won't we, Jimmy? We're not going out anywhere after tonight.
Try and get you home as quick as we can, mate.
Lots of love. There's the Burrawang for you, Simon, with Jack Ferguson steering today with Tom Quigley and Cam McDonald. And if the weather's half as nice in Thailand as it is here, you'll be absolutely enjoying it. Breeze still about 8-9 knots here, Dol, at the moment. It hasn't really lifted any more than that, has it?
No, it's a little bit patchy. We've got a fairly short work from this position up to Shark Island, and they should be able to get there in only 1 or 2 tacks. It'll be a bit more of a work up from Athol Bight on the second lap. I can see at the moment though, Speg just off screen. They're soon approaching to where we're looking now, where the Burrawang are. They're pretty high on port tack. The breeze is starting to get around to the left like I thought it would. There they are now. So those viewers who are used to seeing us sailing in a nor'easter, you can see Smeg just crossing behind there, high on port tack. And who have we got on starboard tack there, Jimmy? Your young eyes are better than mine.
Noakes.
Noakes, okay. So that's...
I don't know, my eyes are much better than yours, mate. I'm the one with prescription glasses.
Geez, you get some funny messages on WhatsApp or whatever we're on, YouTube, and
what have we got?
These bar lizards at the CYC, they reckon they're drinking lemonade. I mean, that'd be a first for all of those bar flies, but they're regular watchers. So hello to Donald Graham and his happy troops of wanderers and down there, and Leander. So happy Christmas to you all. And we've got alongside the ferry here, the 18-footer ferry, and great to see former champion Dave Porter out today. He is Port in the back, with his white hat on. He was
there he is, yep.
having lunch in the club and cheery as ever. And there is Port down on the lower deck next to his friend Neil in the pink shirt. There's Port just going inside. And he was one of the best skiff sailors on the harbour, both in 12-foot skiffs and 18-foot skiffs. And great to see him out and about in good fettle.
An absolute legend of the 18-footers.
Yep.
Finished up sort of just before me. And, the KB, certainly a synonymous 18-footer of that era through the 70s in particular. Dave Porter, extremely talented sailor and waterman.
Yeah, won the Inter-Dominion 12-foot skiff title in Auckland, New Zealand, with Dougie Matthews, the forward hand, as we're reminiscing a little bit, waiting for the start with 10 minutes or so to go. And beautiful day. I keep reiterating, if you've just joined us on the harbour, about a 8 to 10 knot easterly breeze, perhaps trying to flick around maybe a little bit to the east or east. But full fleet of boats out today. Ward Brooks joins us from cold and dark New York. Yeah, you're right. You guys, summer solstice, that's correct. Longest day in the year for us here. Russell Blake, yes, #1 rigs on today, Russell. Doug Reed from northern Tasmania.
Never ceases to amaze me, Pete, the places that some of the people that
extraordinary, isn't it? It's wonderful.
Watch 18-footers. Have you been to Alabama, mate?
I have not. No.
I can't imagine there'd be a lot of sailing there.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
I mean, just today we've got Alabama and Belfast.
Yes.
I don't think there could be...
Well, if it was sailing, it'd be cold, but there's not much water there, I don't think.
I wouldn't have thought so, yeah.
A few dams. So there's for those overseas viewers, that's the city skyline of Sydney, the Centre Point Tower on the left. Great viewing platform. And then that's the Naval Dockyard in the foreground, Garden Island. And then we'll come around and we'll see the famous Opera House shortly. 1, 2, there it is, coming up. And the Harbour Bridge. Oh, no, we'll miss the Opera House. It'll be obliterated by Garden Island. I'm sorry, but you'll see the Harbour Bridge. But behind that, on the left of the side of the Harbour Bridge, as we look, is the famous Sydney Opera House. So, Dolly, we're back to the sailing. What's the starting line look like? Hugh Lester, the PRO, he normally lays a pretty good line.
Yeah, it looks a little pin favoured to me, Pete. But we've got a mark set bot down there, I think we do.
Yes, we do.
Yep, courtesy of Matt Butterworth and his team. And thank you, Matt, for providing our latest little innovation of weather or breeze strength and direction coming from the top mark. A great little help for us, and more information that we can provide to the viewers at home. But yeah, looking a little pin up, but I don't think too many will get down to that pin end, Peter. I think we'll probably still see the majority of, just as I say that, we've got a little bit of a puff out of the right. So.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's tide to just be starting to flow now. It's probably across the course at the moment, probably a bit more on the left as we look upwind, but it's about the shifts and the pressure today, isn't it, in these lighter airs?
Yeah, we've just seen the breeze clock back to the right again, and we've got Shaw and Partners high on starboard now. So, you know, before we were looking at Smeg high on port further over to the west of the course. So what that's telling me is whoever can link up these puffs in strength and direction, the smart money will be on those boats. And there we are, 5 minutes.
Okay, well, that was the hooter you may have heard at 5 minutes to go in the penultimate heat of the state championship. 6 heats in total, 1 drop, and the final 2 heats today, with the Rag and Famish and Finport equal on points going into these final 2 races. Remembering Harry Price not sailing the Rag and Famish. Josh Porepsky is the skipper today. And, of course, on the Finport is Keegan York.
Josh has been doing a great job.
He has, yeah.
Filling in for Harry, and we know he's a very talented athlete. And But yeah, he's slotted in there and getting the job done very, very well with Max and Finn as crew. Yeah, and I think they're probably going to be tough to beat today, but anything can happen in 18-footer racing is one thing over the years we've certainly learnt.
Well, good afternoon to Gail Barnabas. Trev and Gail are watching from Harvey Bay in Queensland. A Merry Christmas to all the Barnabas family, a very famous name in Australian skiff sailing. Hope you're all well up there. Peter O'Connor, lots of sailing, 9 nautical miles on the Alabama Gulf Coast. So,
oh, there you go.
There you go, Dol.
Thank you, Peter.
Has a small coastline on the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're geography lesson as well as a sailing lesson out here. Yes, Ian, Kiwi boats are coming over for the JJs, we believe, 4 boats. Gary Leaf, happy Christmas to you. Stephen Spruce from Yeppoon in Western Australia. Looking forward to the next today's race and into the new year. So again, thank you everyone for joining in, and we thoroughly enjoy bringing this to you, and what a better day to do it on the harbour with just over 2 minutes 40 to go.
Yeah, Peter O'Connor is the father of David O'Connor.
Right, yeah, we know Dave.
And shout out to Trev and Gail. Trev had a bit of a heart operation recently, so glad you are doing well, Trev. And he's just towed the 16-foot skiff to Harvey Bay for Trent, because Trent and the family are spending a white Christmas in Japan.
Oh, wow, okay.
Good preparation for the Nationals.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I hope he doesn't do anything silly over there and take on a black run and that ends badly, Trent, if you're watching.
Okay, well, that's the view down the starting line. We just saw the pin mark in the foreground, but that's the fleet now with just under 2 to go. And the breeze just trying to get to 10, probably 8, 9, and maybe a little gust of 10. But as you're saying, Dol, it's about the pressure, isn't it, really?
It is, and it's when it's getting in the right, it's looking a little bit soft, and when it gets around to the left a bit, we're getting a few nice puffs coming through. So it'll be who can link them up.
So 1.5 to go, and the fleet just starting to stack up now, and a few trying to get down the pin. Yandu looks as though he might be wanting the pin end. He's the furthest boat to the left.
Yeah, he's looking like he's going to come in on port and just tack underneath most of the fleet, I think. But majority of the boats at the moment sort of lurking back towards the boat, probably hedging their bets towards the middle of the line, I think.
Yeah, don't forget Mika Lane steering Yandu today. And there's the 1 minute sound signal. Just as that happens, Yandu tacks down the leeward end. He's got a bit of runway to himself down there. Where's Finport and the Rag? In the middle they are. Just starting to put the foot down on a few boats to advance. They're all well back at the moment, Dol,
yeah,
aren't
they're
they?
looking a little late, but you know they pull the trigger. These boats accelerate pretty quickly.
Okay.
They're all starting to get moving now,
Yeah.
Pete.
A couple of them going down below Yandu's. Shore and Partners, Noakes. Just 15 to go, and they're still fairly well back. They're starting to go. Finport in the middle. Here comes Rag flying in to find a gap, and he'll find it too. 6, I think we're going to be clean, aren't we? Yeah, we're well clean. Start, I'd say, 2, 1, go. We're away.
Lazarus Capital Partners probably got the better.
Yeah, he's been starting well, Tom Kunish and the boys. They're great start again. No recall, we're away on the 7th heat of the state titles. A little bit late at the pin was at the committee boat was the Burrawang. But we're all the way on starboard now, out into the midstream, and the windward mark up near Shark Island. Beautiful, big sail conditions.
Marine Outlet lifting out nicely at the top end of the line with pretty good speed. A lot of twist in their mainsail there.
They have, haven't they? Yeah.
They might want to get some vang on if they want to hold that lane, I think. But we've seen 18-footer bar and Grill and Noakes tacked out early. Noakes looking in a little bit of strife with a
yes, they missed the start.
Tack.
Yeah, they've got all sorts of trouble, I think, off camera, the Noakes. Anyway, we're on the fleet, all on starboard. None of the main contenders have tacked yet. A few are locked in. Okay, Vykovi's starting to bail out. He missed the start by a little. But it's Marine Outlet. Oh, just taking a bit of a dive into windward.
Just as you mentioned,
that looks strong.
The commentators curse Vykovi going to have to dip the Burrowang here. You'll see them come around. Nice picture there from the boys. Thank you, boys. So they're just looking to, Vykovi just looking to clear their air. They'll come out to this right-hand side, southern side of the course and clear their air.
Marine Outlet got going again, but that's Yandu. He was right almost down the pin end with Shaw and Partners, but he's moving pretty quickly. The big problem for Yandu is trying to get back across this fleet on port tack. So the majority now going in towards Bradley. Yandu tacks. Now he's got a bit of traffic in front of him, that's for sure. He doesn't look too good down there, Dolly, does he, at the moment, Yandu, as he's coming back?
No, he won't be crossing anyone from there.
Rag and Famish back a fair bit too. He's taking a few sterns. There's the Rag. Where's Finport? Oh, he's middle there.
Yeah, Finport looking fairly even with Lazarus, Balmain, Smeg in the mix and Marine Outlet.
Oh, a ferry coming around Bradley's head a little way off at the moment, but he couldn't put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Yeah, most of them are seeing that ferry
There's
now.
The ferry,
tacking out.
Getting out there quickly. I think he'll be okay now. But right on Bradley's, there's one boat, and that's Balmain. He's now tacking. So it's quite light here, Dolly, isn't it? It's right where they are off Bradley's, but there's a bit more breeze between here and the weather mark. But Balmain, is he going to get across this ferry? Oh, I think he will. Yeah, the ferry will go between him and Bradley's head.
Shaw and Partners might have a little bit on.
They might. They're a little bit further behind. There's Gotcha for Life.
Maybe that's Phil Barnett driving that ferry because he's just wound the wheel pretty hard.
Cubby's still on holidays.
Oh, he is. I think he's out here on the water on his own boat today. So.
Yes, he is.
And I've got to say, Cub and Pat did a great job filling in for us last week, Peter.
Yeah, don't praise them too highly. We
might
have a job, Dol.
I was a bit worried,
I
actually.
they're pretty ordinary. No, good on them. Thanks, boys, for great job. But the fleet are now starting to split up a little bit. Finport looks pretty strong in the middle, as does Balmain.
Looking very good.
Away to the left. I think Balmain will probably lead. That's the team of Henry Larkins, Tom Grimes and Flynn Toomey. Nice effort indeed. And then plonked near the weather mark. What do we see, Jimmy? You've got a nice big...
Our old mate.
Windbreak up there.
Yeah, you've good mates on the Sydney 2000, Captain Cook.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the same without him, would it?
No. But Balmain really went into Bradley's.
Yeah, and Finport with some advantage over the Rag.
Yeah, Balmain,
at the moment.
Fine job. I mean, there or thereabouts most of the year, haven't they, Dol? I think the Balmain boys.
And I mentioned before, they do like this lighter, big rig breeze. They sail well. Henry and the boys, they're smart young sailors. I've watched them come through over the years, and they're pretty smart young guys.
Well, that's the fleet all behind them at the moment. And the interesting one will be Finport. There's he in the distance there. And he tacks. He's going in towards the western side of Point Piper. He normally get a nice little right-hand shift out of there when he tacks. So that will be the interesting intersection. And Rag and Famish not far out of it now. Just going behind Balmain by a couple of lengths. So, and there's Yandu starting to poke his way through. Lazarus still in contention, very much so. So the tack coming up on Finport shortly. And this will be the interesting cross with Finport and Balmain. There's Finport. He's lifting on Port at the moment. He'll go all the way in. Balmain now lifting. Nice little left-hander for Balmain here, Dolly. Look at that.
Yeah, this southeastern side of the harbour, we saw the breeze rotate to the right, and now it's gone back to the left. So that's not going to bode too well for Finport
No,
at
he
the moment.
doesn't look that good coming out, but he's still in the mix, very much so.
Big lift for Balmain and Rag and Famish on Port tack.
Yandu just coming out to the left and tacks now. He's certainly in the top half dozen, Yandu, and not far out of it either. Gets a nice little left-hand shift here. He'll be in the top 3. Smeg doing well, just behind Rag and Famish, off camera at the moment. There's Smeg. Finport looks okay coming off the point, as do Vycobi and Lazarus. So it's pretty tight at the top.
Yeah, we're about to come into a really tricky part of the course here too. This section between the Edwards and Shark Island, we always get a lot of shift in the breeze, and we'll see how they go. Finport's now got some breeze out of the right, which is what they were looking for, going over to that right-hand side, and they've managed to cross Rag and Famish. Vycobi and Lazarus also high on starboard, just behind those boats.
There's the lovely Prince Edward, Royal Prince Edward Yacht Club in the background. Great spot to watch the 18s from. I know they watch from there and tune in to us, so afternoon to everyone, and good afternoon one of our favourite viewers, Johnny Montgomery, all the way from Auckland, New Zealand. He's left the car racing and joined our live stream, so hello to you, Johnny, and happy Christmas to you and the family. Glorious day here on the harbours. We're about approaching the weather mark. We've got about 200 metres to go, and it's a race between Finport, Balmain, Rag and Famish, Vycobi, Yandu, Lazarus, Smeg, all very much in contention here.
Cream's risen to the top.
Vycobi got his way back into this a bit, Dol. They were a bit behind off the line, but they've got good speed. They'll be in the top half dozen. There's Vycobi there. Kirk Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm just seeing Rag and Famish have just hooked onto a nice little right-hander. That's going to bring them back into it here.
They look very quick. Good breeze off the Shark Island wharf where Finport are going to. There's Finport about to tack.
There they go, bottom of picture. They were running out of water, as you can see there, right off the wall.
That's the yellow mark, top right of screen. They'll round that to starboard, and Finport, will he cross Balmain? No, Balmain, he'll have to take his stern, if anything.
Yeah, and he's below ley line here, so he's still got a couple of tacks to do here.
Yep. Balmain will go out to the port tack ley line. Might have to give yourself a bit of breathing space to go back, because Finport's down on port. Okay, there's the tack on the Balmain boys.
A good tack too, but
it's shifty, this breeze, Dol.
Yeah, they're going to have some trouble with Finport here.
Yeah.
Oh, bad tack from Finport,
no,
but still got them.
Still problems here. Oh, what's Balmain going to do?
Oh, this is messy.
Oh, tacked on him. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
We've got contact.
Oh, Balmain, all sorts of trouble. The skipper's fallen down, dropped the wheel, and he's capsized.
Oh, dear.
Dear. The right in a leading position, but it's tight now. Finport will lead. Balmain very much in contention, as is Smeg tacking at the mark. Round the outside comes the Rag. Lazarus ducking in between them. He's around. Very close, but Balmain. Boy, they didn't get that right, Dol, did they? They left the tack too late. Indecision whether they could cross or not. They had a look, tacked at the last minute, and then Tom fell into the boat capsized. So trying to get it up. They're still not up yet, as the fleet running away now in towards Point Piper.
Yeah, a little bit of indecision there. We're just seeing one between...
another one between sixth and... the Royal Oak. They've capsized.
Now, Royal Oak were in the right there.
Absolutely, yeah. So sixth got that terribly wrong, bit of yelling. So Balmain are up. You can see them. They go back. Got another boat on starboard, got them. Kitchen Maker and the outside. But they're the leaders. It's Yandu that's got himself into the lead with Mika Lane. He stayed out of trouble, went round the outside. Okay, so 6th round. Down the Burrowings round. Royal Oak have got themselves up. And here comes Balmain after that capsize. Maybe they'll have to do a penalty turn, but
6th and Balmain should both be doing penalty turns there.
From what we saw, absolutely. So they run back now to Athol. So it's a long run in these lightish conditions, only about 8 or 9 knots.
No, we've got to go to Clark first,
Oh,
please.
Clark, I'm sorry. Yes, the wing mark. Yep, correct.
Clark, then Athol.
Yep, that's it. So reasonably straightforward run now to Clark. A couple of jibes will got the job done, but they've got to pick their jibe angle. Yandu leads with Mika Lane steering with Fang Warren and Louis Brake. Louis Brake off to Hobart on Celestial V70. The Volvo that was formerly Willow and formerly Ericsson. Big chance on handicap honours for the Hobart race. But anyway, there's 6, Balmain and Burrowang. And a lot of spectator boats up here now. And Jimmy's doing a great job dodging all these craft that are out on the harbour. Yandu staying strong, now on Port Jibe. Going in towards Double Bay, but he's got a couple more jibes yet before he rounds the wing mark, if you like.
Yeah, your early jibe from Yandu. He's just picked up a bit of a left-hander, which will soak him down closer to the mark. I like where they're going there, Pete.
Yeah, that's Clark on top of screen. The mark's down towards that area, and then they'll jibe there, starboard rounding, and then back to Athol.
He's just picked up a little bit of extra pressure there on Yandu, and they're fast and deep.
And he looks as though he's opened up a bit of a good lead here.
We're just going past former 18-footer sailor Kevin Wadham on his Palm Beach. Shout out to Kevin and Yvonne. Yeah, beautifully judged from Yandu there. So one little jibe and into this mark, and they'll be off to Athol White with a nice angle, I think. It's going to be interesting to see how this angle pans out down to Athol.
Could be tight, couldn't it?
Maybe a bit tight, I think, Pete. Yeah, but we'll see when they get around. It'll just depend where the breeze just oscillating right to left. If the breeze goes around to the left, it could be a bit tight down here, I think. We haven't seen where our mark set bot is down in Athol just as yet. Oh, I can see it now.
Yeah,
thanks,
we can see it.
Jimmy pointing it out to us. Yeah, I think it might be a bit tight if they get a few gusts down here.
Okay, so Yandu leads. We opened up nicely on that run from that weather mark, didn't he, Dol? I mean, they're all together, and now he's got a good 25, 30-second lead over Finport.
Low hooks.
Low hooks and
more.
And main inverted at the moment. So that's certainly one way to depower it.
Well, certainly a crew can get the job done across here. Mika, Fang and Louis as Finport rounds. Keegan York second.
Mainsail's just, those battens have just popped in the top of the main there.
That's Finport with Gus Williams and Phil Marshall. Then the Rag is third, Lazarus fourth, Smeg fifth, Vycobi sixth. And the top 6 have opened up a big gap over the rest of the fleet.
And as I suspected, Pete, well underlaid. They're not going to get anywhere near this bottom mark
at the moment.
So they're going to be dropping spinnakers at some point down there and having to 2-sail reach up to the mark. So, Yandu getting completely carded. They're off to the harbour bridge at the moment.
They're 50, 60, 90 degrees below course.
Get the toll money out across the bridge.
So the top 6 have gone, and next around will be 6th, Burrowang, Balmain, but a big gap. Now there's the fleet all straining, nowhere near laying the mark. Who'll be first to drop here? That's the answer. Rag and Famish, they're off to the Opera House, not the Harbour Bridge.
Lunch with elbow.
Yes. Oh, Finport's going to drop. Okay. They're also into... Finport's the first to drop along with Rag and Famish.
Yandu leaving it very, very late, Pete. They're dropping now. I don't think they saw the mark.
No, they'll nearly be on a win to get to the mark. Oh.
So I think a big error from Yandu there.
Advantage Finport here.
I suspect they didn't see the mark with the ferry blocking their view. They might not even get there in one tack. I don't think they're going to be going upwind to that mark.
Yeah, it's a big, big overlay, but anyway, advantage Finport. That's Yandu really striving to get up to this mark. They probably will get there, but...
Yeah, and it is a starboard rounding, Peter, so they can be under it, but...
So Yandu will just lead, I think.
Yeah, they're going to get there in one time, but they're pretty much going to windward there at the moment to get to the mark.
You can see Finport and Rag and Famish in the background. Oh, no, not going to laying it, I don't think. Dole on the Yandu, they're under it.
Yeah, they're a bit under, but not too bad, but advantage to Finport.
Yep, so Yandu, there's the mark. That's how much they've missed out by, and Finport's right on it, so Finport would lead. Finport's around the actual mark. Yandu's tacking quickly, while Rag and Famish coming in on starboard. Oh, Finport's tacked almost on the bow of Yandu. Sloppy water here, not much breeze.
Oh, Rag.
Okay, Yandu's taking a dip.
Yeah, Rag and Famish was looking to get a piece of both Finport and Yandu there on the starboard tack.
Yandu's right in the gas of Finport. He's got to put the pedal down and get out of there. Drive off to Leeward, and next around will be Smeg.
Good race from the Smeg boys.
Nathan McNamara, Jed Cruikshank and Jack Taylor. Well done.
Lazarus next, capitalising on that good start that they got.
The boats that have dropped their spinnakers and just two sail reaching in are doing okay here. Those that have kept the spinnakers up have lost a fair bit. Next is Vycobies, dropped back a bit.
A very kind ferry skipper once again, taking a bit of a turn to give the 18s a fair go. Really building a good relationship with these ferry drivers. They've been pretty good to us, aren't they, Jimmy?
Yeah, well, I think it's your good mate, Jammer, that...
Jam and Mr Barnett putting in a good word.
Putting in a bit of hard work there to educate the ferry skippers.
Oh, his next around is the Balmain boys on the inside of 6th. So we go up this beat, that's the final beat to windward, around the mark at Rose Bay, Shark Island, and then run to the finish.
That's right.
North of Clark Island. So not much runway left in this race for these boats that are behind a little bit. Burrowing just going round, 6th also, followed by Marine Outlet, then the Kitchen Maker, then Shaw and Partners.
Then Noakes.
Noakes will be following, then the 18th, the Royal Oak, then the 18-footer bar and restaurant. I think it's probably the Fleet, is it? And we haven't seen Gotcha for Life. I don't know where they ended up. Jimmy, did we get a lamp on them?
Still coming down from the top mark.
I see, right, yes.
They must have had a big swim up near the island.
Something's happened to them, and
there was a lot of traffic trying to get around the corner there.
We're watching Shaw and Partners go around. That's Emma Rankin, Pete Nicholson and Brandon Byank. Then Noakes, the two ladies, close contact there.
Yeah.
Beck Hancock, Cam Walker and Boo van der Widen on the Noakes. And the breeze, well, it's a bit patchy up here, Dole, isn't it, at this Leeward mark? You get a bit of influence under Bradley's if you go too far into on starboard.
Yeah, certainly getting very gusty in that left-hand side. Look, Rag and Famish came a little bit further to the left here than the rest of them, and not sure that really worked out too well for him. But we'll see when we get an intersection over at Point Piper. He is high on port tack there. You can see him there on screen now, the most forward boat there. So we'll see how we go when we get an intersection. Actually, it looks like he's well high, and it's not, but it has paid out pretty well for them, I think. Get him back in the mix. He's certainly done well against Yandu. We'll see how it pans out against Finport.
But Yandu just coming back on starboard. He basically tacked at the leeward mark and went hard into the right. And that's Finport away to his right, as we can see. On a little header there, going into double bay.
So I think that was a pretty good move from Josh Perevsky there. He didn't tack at the mark. He sailed a little bit further, waited till he got knocked, and he's come across the harbour on a nice lift. Plus, we're using that outgoing tide too, I think, Pete.
Yes, got a bit of help from that. So we haven't seen anyone do turns yet. I think we thought Balmain and who was the other one?
Six. Yeah, I don't think we will be seeing them do they should have done them already, Pete. So
yeah, we didn't see that happen.
We're about to see an intersection shortly. We've got Rag on screen there now, and Finport coming across on starboard.
Finport still leads his starboard advantage as Yandu tacking up on the left of the course. Finport across. Not much in it.
Yeah, so Finport crosses, but
pretty even there from where they went round the mark.
Yeah. That's also going to allow Josh to get into that right-hand side, and generally we see a lift coming off that shore. So I think when we see our next cross, we might see Rag with the advantage. Starboard advantage and a height advantage.
You more often not get a good right-hander off the point, but that's what Rag's going for, I guess.
I think he is, yeah. So I'm expecting them to come out with starboard advantage and a height advantage.
Yes. Well, there's Finport. Tack to go back. Yandu was clearly ahead of him.
Yeah, definite advantage to Rag and Famish in this little exchange that we've just seen.
So there's Rag just tacked. And he looks as though he'll cross both Yandu and Finport quite clearly now. We're about 2/3 the way up this final beat. Round to starboard, then the run to Clark Island to the finish.
Yeah, pretty short, sharp run down there too. I don't think there'll be too many passing lanes down there, Pete. It's all going to come down to who can get around this top mark with the advantage.
And cleanly.
Well, yes. Yeah, and there's a lot of tricks to play up between Shark Island and the eastern side of Point Piper. So that's the three leaders, all very close. Smeg still hanging in fourth, a little way back now.
So Josh isn't going to let them get that right-hand advantage, so he's tacked back in. What we'll see here, Pete, they're not allowed inside the mooring, so I'd expect he's going to try and tack in the face of both these boats, and they'll be stuck in his dirty air because they won't be able to tack back in.
Well, they're both tacked. Tacking out. I think Yandu was going to cross him there, I think. Yeah. Yandu, I'd say, leads narrowly. So it's a bit of a drag out now to the left-hand side towards Shark Island. Definite advantage, Yandu, and that little skirmish.
Yeah, Mika just putting the bow down and going quick there, and he's just going to give them as much gas as he can, which I'm sure Keegan will be happy to see.
The Finport looks like they're further to weather than...
Yeah,
they are, that's what I mean. Yeah. Yandu putting the gas onto Rag and Famish will be pleasing Keegan York no end. That's for sure.
So remembering, going into this heat with today, the two races today, Rag and Famish and Finport equal on points. A second race today will decide the state champion. Yandu a little out of it on points.
Means it's going to be tight going into this last race, Pete. So we're on points. It's going to come down to this last heat to decide the winner.
That's what we like,
isn't it?
Close,
Fantastic
exciting racing. That's Rose Bay.
I've just seen Keegan pick up a beautiful right hand
and pressure too. He's got really good pressure.
So Mick has just tacked to try and cover him off.
Finport will cross here, I think. Well, he's got starboard rights.
He has, and I think Yandu will have to take his stern. Yep. There you can see there now. But Mika will then come back with the advantage on the approach to the top mark. So
the rag will go right into Shark, you'd think, to the wharf on Shark Island and tack. No, just a bit short. He's tacking now. Gee, how quickly things change. Finport's jumped away from the rag.
Yeah, Josh won't be wanting Yandu getting in between him and Finport if Finport can get in front. But like I said, Mika's going to come back with the starboard advantage here on Finport. So I think when we tack at the ley line here, I'm expecting Yandu to have the advantage.
Just behind these three is Lazarus 4th, Smeg 5th, and perhaps Kobe 6th as we're watching Finport tack. And they'll cross here. They're across on port, clear cross. Finport will lead at the weather mark the last time. Run to the finish now. Yandu tacks. Now he's got a bit of intersection with Rag to go here. What's Mika going to do? He's going to just follow them in, I think. He's going to duck and then jam her up there. Oh, there he goes. No, Finport's away. Rag tight on the mark.
This could get messy.
Yeah. Okay, Yandu around the outside. Rag a bit wobbly. But Finport's jumped away. Good spinning cassette. And here come the travelling cavalcade. Lazarus leads that group from Smeg. Oh, Yandu's got a good puff to get the bow down, but...
Yeah, they had to set a bit late there, Pete, to avoid Lazarus, who were coming to windward, which meant that Yandu was the windward boat, had to keep clear. That played into Rag and Famish's hands a little bit there.
A port jibe at the moment in towards the western end of Point Piper. Finport leads narrowly from Yandu and Rag and Famish. Probably Rag and Famish just in second spot. Oh, there's a bit of dodgem car racing going on here. There's boats still coming upwind and the leaders have got to dodge them. But Finport's clear now. He's no other traffic. He's getting ready to jibe. It's pretty light where he's going. There's the jibe.
They have got a bit of spectator traffic to deal with down here. So
a race in 3 on the final run of the 7th and penultimate heat of the state championships. So don't throw away your tickets yet. Game on.
The top 3 in the point score are the top 3 duking it out here.
So there's Finport just getting his bow down across, trying to get down onto Yandu's line. But he's clear ahead at the moment, Finport. The jibe angle will be critical here. They'll probably try and do it in one.
Yandu's just picked up a nice little puff there, Pete.
Yeah, Finport's still got it. They're parallel course now. Finport men in, they're both jibing in tandem here. And down the middle comes Rag and Famish.
On a charge.
Oh, Finport, not a great jibe there in light air. He got dumped a little bit there, Finport. Now it's Yandu and Rag and Famish. And the finish is a fair way down, Jimmy, is it? More to the northwest of the island.
Yeah, it is, Pete, by the looks of it.
Yeah, probably another jibe or two in this.
This is close, very close. All on port now. So at the moment, you'd say Yandu a slight advantage. When he jibes, he'll be on starboard to engage Finport. Just going through few waves. It shouldn't affect them too much. Yeah, I think Yandu now leads. Just that last jibe on Finport was in light air and not a greatest jibe. But at the moment,
Finport's
jibed away. Yeah, I think he had to there. He
had to throw something at him.
Had to go out in the middle of the harbour to see whether he can pick something up out there. Yandu, meanwhile, I think waiting for the rag to jibe so he can jibe. I think that Finport on starboard, out in the middle of the harbour. Big split now. Finport on his own. There's the Yandu rag and famish battle. Finport in the background, still on starboard.
With
good pressure, yep, good pressure.
It'll all come down to what these two jibe onto, Pete.
I think Yandu's waiting for Rag to jibe, but Rag could take him right onto the island here. There's Yandu. He's had to jibe. Rag goes with him. Good jibe on both boats. World class, that stuff. Terrific. Great jibe. They're both bow up, but Yandu advantage. I think Finport is not going to be into play at the moment, although he's got good pressure in the middle of the harbour. Finishing line approaching, 150 metres to go. Yandu leads. Finport bow down.
Yeah, Yandu laying the finish here at the moment with the pressure that they've got.
Our early kumquat right in the middle of the power boat. Look at him. Just keep plowing away. Yandu leads. Finport, there's that power boat. Yandu's going to get there, I think, Dol.
They will, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Yandu, Rag, and then Finport. I think that's going to be the order. Boy, a very close race, a very good race. Yandu with Mika Lane, Fang Warren and Lewis Brake have done it. Finport's jibe, but he...
Yeah, they're on port jibe though,
yeah,
so Rag with the advantage at the moment.
Yandu first. Rag, will he get second, Rag?
Yes, they will.
Yeah, Rag. Well, that's one of the best races we've had, Dol. It was exciting, wasn't it?
I'm on the edge of my seat, Pete.
Yeah, terrific. Really good. So let's have a look at the remainder of the fleet. I think Lazarus and Smeg are going to fight out fourth position.
Yeah, Lazarus looking on a good line at the moment. Lots of pressure coming in hot. We're looking at Smeg there now. They're a little bit soft, but they might jibe onto a little bit. But I think we'll see Lazarus in fourth. And then it'll be a bit of a duel, I think, between Smeg and Vycobi for fifth spot.
Well,
Smeg finally just picked up a bit of breeze now. So
Lazarus, a very good fourth to Tom Cunich, Roy Woodcock and Paddy Bannon. Got a great start and they hung in there. Smeg just jibing.
Yeah, they just picked up that bit of pressure, which is going to get them in front of Vycobi, I think, Pete.
So a good result for the number one fan of Smeg, Paul McNamara. He'll be very happy with the boys. I think they'll get fifth, will they, Dol? Yeah, they will. Smeg will be fifth. Vycobi sixth.
And then it looks like we'll probably have Balmain and sixth will be next in.
So sixth will be eighth, Dol. Is that what we're saying?
Well, they're never sixth.
Why is he ever sixth?
He's never sixth.
So Balmain...
And I don't think they're about to drop their spinnakers and do turns, Pete.
Well, it doesn't look like it, does it? So Balmain will put an asterisk there, perhaps. Sixth, we're getting an asterisk. So Balmain across in seventh, sixth in eighth. So that's the first race of today. We've got another race to come once the fleet have all finished. So we've got sixth going across now in eighth spot. Ninth will be between Burrawang and Shaw and Partners. But Burrawang will be ninth. Don't forget Jack Ferguson stepping in for Simon Nern today. And a bit of a battle after that between Shaw and Partners, Marine Outlet, Kitchen Maker. and Noakes not far off the pace, but Burrawang 9th. Tim with a light blue spinnaker. And a perfect day on the harbour. 9 to 10 knot easterly, maybe a little nor'easter times, a little bit south of east. But really, really good conditions as the fleet now running in for Burrawang to be first of this group across. And who's next? Dolls Marine Outlet going to get there, or Shore and Partners?
Looks like Marine Outlet just over Shore and Partners, maybe.
I
And then the
other
kitchen
way
maker.
around, I reckon.
You reckon the other way, Jimmy? Okay.
Yeah, Shore and Partners. Marine Outlet,
and then we'll have
then the kitchen
maker
yeah.
and Noakes.
Kitchen maker.
And that's really good to see. You know, those boats that we're just seeing finishing now.
Royal Oak just capsized.
Royal Oak
not
in
on
the
the
draw.
Oh, another capsize for the poor old Royal Oak boys.
But yeah, some of those boats that we've just seen finish, and look, they're not too far off the pace. There's some of the boats that we've seen having a bit of trouble with the difficult conditions the last few weeks. So good to see them get a good result on the board today, especially our 2 female skippers. Good races from both of them, particularly Beck. She had a pretty ordinary start, and she caught up well. So good effort from Beck Hancock there. Looked like they had a bit of trouble just before the start, and they were well deep.
Yeah. Well, who's that? Oh, the yellow. That's the 18-footer, is it?
Yeah, that's the 18-footers, Pete.
Okay, and we got you for life. Did we see them come around again,
they're
Jimmy?
back down here in the marshalling area.
Oh, okay. So
I think they just pulled the pin on that.
Did not
race.
finish. Well, that's interesting. Now on the point score, Dol, we.
That'll be a 2-point advantage to Rag and Famish. Is
Well,
that right, Pete?
I think with the drop, let's just calculate this out. The Rag got today a second.
Oh, it'll be a 1 point, I think.
So even if he will go to 6, and if he drops the 2, he'll go to 8th. Finport will have a 3. He'll go to 7. Yeah, it's still to play for, I think, isn't it?
Only just.
Yeah, just. Yeah. Yeah. So it'll get down to the final heat to determine the state champion as we're watching beautiful day on the harbour. The 18-footer bar and restaurant will be our final finisher. So just capping off the result of the heat today, Yandu first with Mika Lane steering. Rag and Famish, Josh Porebski second, and Finport, Keegan York third, Lazarus fourth, Smeg fifth, Vicovey sixth, Balmain 7th, 6th, 8th, Burrawang, Shore and Partners, Marine Outlet, Kitchen Maker, Noakes. And I think the next one will be our friends on the 18-footer. Where did the
Royal Oak's back up and going?
Without a spinnaker.
Without a spinnaker, so
can he hold off the charge of the 18-footer bar and restaurant with the yellow chute?
They're pulling their spinnaker up now, so...
Well, they should.
They better get a wriggle on.
So just behind the ferry there, we'll see the green spinnaker of 18-footer bar and restaurant. He's had 2 capsizes today. One a bit unfortunate, the weather marked the first time. So he will finish in front of the 18-footer bar and restaurant. So that was a fairly quick race, I think about 35 minutes or so. So I think, will we sail the same course? We probably will, Dolly, I think, won't we?
Yeah, I think we will. The breeze hasn't really shifted too much.
got to get you home for Joe's birthday.
Absolutely, absolutely. I wonder what she's cooking for me. So.
Did she like that Sail Media hat that you gave her this morning?
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just regroup. We just had the one did not finish, which was Gotcha for Life, and we're just waiting for the 18-footer bar and grill as the last boat still on course, and I don't think Hugh Lester will waste too much time in getting us back underway again, folks.
It's Nick Livermore and Nathan Byrne and Tom Quinlan on the 80-footer bar and restaurant. They're across. They're all fleet of done. And we'll hopefully underway quickly for the second race today, the final heat of the state championship, with Rag and Famish, a narrow... Oh no, he's got the AP up. Okay, does that mean a course change or what? I wonder. Or just a hold? So something's happening here. See if Jimmy can do some intelligence and see what's happening. I don't know why he'd be delaying less. There's a marked change, course change.
I think he might just let them catch their breath for a minute, but it's good when the AP goes up because then he can drop it and the competitors know that there's a minute until the preparatory signals go up rather than just springing it on them.
Yeah. So that's probably what Hugh's done, Hugh Lester. You can see that AP pennant, the red and white pennant.
It's a red and white Christmas hat on the start boat, I just noticed there too. Yeah. Flying the AP on their head.
Message from Huey. Same course in sequence in the next couple of minutes.
There you go. So,
okay, so that's good spy work, Jimmy. You've done well.
So we'll see the AP come down and then it'll be 1 minute from the AP coming down until we see the preparatory signal go up.
Yep, there's Huey there in the white shirt in the middle directing operations.
Just back from China. He was doing some training over there, race officer training over there in China, getting ready for the, I believe, the new revised racing rules of sailing coming out.
I hope the book's
in the new year.
I hope the book's thicker, is it? It's got more rules.
I hope it's thinner, Pete.
Oh dear, oh dear.
One-page summary would be good.
Yeah, it would be. Dear, oh dear.
Then you've got to get the interpretations book out as well.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Well, it's a long time since we've done that, but...
Go back to the good old days, Pete. Yep. 18 foot long and the start's at 2:30.
That's right. Do your best.
Yeah.
I think it's like every sport these days, Dolly, that the rules are so complex and so voluminous, aren't they? I mean, they make a simple sport so complicated. I think most people just shake their heads at times about the complexity of it all.
Like that other game we love, Pete.
Yeah,
it seems every year they change the rules.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they're all solicitors and lawyers that play it.
So we're just hovering at the start, just to the northwest of Clark Island. Same course, so we go up to Rose Bay and back down towards Clark Island, over to Athol and up to Rose Bay again, and then to the finish, and then it's all over for the calendar year anyway. And
conditions looking pretty consistent. AP just coming down now,
so
we're
6 minutes.
To signals.
6 minutes to go.
Yeah, conditions looking similar. It's still ticking back a little left and right, and maybe a knot or two in pressure. What have you seen, Jimmy?
Just noting, Dol, that Noakes has been capsized for quite some time, right over towards Athol.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot longer than a traditional
maybe
swim.
trying to fix a few things,
hopefully.
you think?
Yeah, hopefully they get back up and get going for this race.
I've got a bit of bad news for you, Dolly and Jimmy. It's good news for me, but I've been have an official invite to the Kumquat Christmas party. For me only.
Very good.
I mightn't get out there alive, but anyway, I'll start and see how I end up.
Let us know how you get on.
Yeah, so thanks very much. That's very nice of you. I'll be there shortly.
So that'll be on the biggest boat on Sydney Harbour or the Captain Cook cruise.
And we'll plough through the fleet.
Yeah.
Well, there's Noakes.
Noakes back up.
As we hear the signals for 5 minutes, just getting themselves sorted out, hopefully. And we're almost 4 minutes and a bit away from the start of the second race today, and lovely easterly breeze on the harbour. A little bit more breeze looking upwind, Dole.
Yeah, I just said a couple of knots, I think, Pete, and it looks a little bit more consistent, doesn't it? Not as patchy.
Yeah. Nice boat coming across the start line here, Jimmy. one of your mates in a slow-moving catamaran.
Just meandering down.
Yeah, meandering is a good word. I think he'll be clear of the start line by the time we start with 4 minutes 15 to go.
So, Pete, the kumquat Christmas party, do you have slices of kumquat in your pims and lemonade, or do you have kumquat sandwiches?
I don't know. I'll
report back.
I'll report back if I'm still alive. So there's the 4 minutes.
4 minutes to go. And it looks like Noak's just coming up now, Jimmy.
So that will be good, hopefully. The breeze is probably the best we've seen it since...
a couple of knots more.
The first race started. Noakes are up and going.
So all to play for here, but yeah, we've really Finport need to win this race, and Rag and Famish need an absolute shocker because they've got to drop up their sleeve. And I think, I'm not sure, Pete, you've got the points, but I think if there's a count back, it goes to Rag and Famish with more wins.
More wins it would be judged on that, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so
they'll break
viewers at home that aren't familiar, if we do end up with a tie, the first thing they go back to is the number of who's had the most wins, and if they're still even, then it goes to seconds, thirds, etc., etc.
So we're starting to get wound up and lined up for the final heat. Very conservative start in the first race today. And slowly approaching as a yacht running down. Looks like he's going to come across the start line. Oh no, he's heading up a bit, so he might have realised what he was getting himself into.
All tweaked.
He might go from a movable obstacle to an immovable obstacle.
There's a bit of an obstacle about him too, but there's the start boat. There's the yacht we were talking about with a reef mainsail coming downwind.
The breeze is up a little, Pete.
Yes.
11.5
yep.
80 degrees.
I think
it's a 5-minute average. And when Matt took the screenshot up the top, it was 12.2 at 60 degrees, so it's swinging around quite a bit.
Yes.
Swinging around, but yeah, we do have a couple of knots more.
A bit more solid pressure. That's what we expected. And with a minute and a half to go...
Majority of the fleet shaping up at the top end of the course, and we've just seen is that the Royal Oak gone in the drink there, I think?
Royal Oak, yes, it is.
Yeah. And here comes this yacht. He's just ordered, of course, to come right through the starting line.
Yeah, the...
marshalling boat trying to get across.
Yeah, just heard you, Lester, on the on comms there, just getting one of our chase boats to go and shove them along away from our line.
A minute to go.
Well, if he keeps heading where he's going now,
he's going to be worse. Right. This boat is going to Hobart. It's called the Silver Fern. But anyway, we've 45 seconds to go. We've got Yandu in the middle of the line with Rag and Famish. Finport, next boat to Rag and Famish. So the three boats did well the first race, are all together. Oh, Rag and Famish got
in trouble.
Yeah, big trouble.
They're going to have to bail out of there. They're going to have to accelerate and try and get around the leeward boats. They're doing that now.
Sixth is the most leeward boat. Where's the windward end is Shore and Partners. Off camera, here comes Lazarus again. He likes this windward end. He likes to start well, I must say that.
Comes in hot at the windward end, doesn't he?
Okay.
10 seconds.
And we're going to be clean again, I think, Dol.
Oh, Balmain's starting to sneak up there. We're counting down. He's pulling away.
Right.
He's got room to leeward.
I think we're clean again.
Yeah.
And look at Lazarus again. A terrific start. Good time on distance stuff. Fantastic. Away we go on starboard. Royal Oak missed it badly. They got absolutely clobbered there, and so did the 18-foot bar and restaurant. Marine Outlet, and again, Vycobi didn't start well. They've had to bail out, get on port as quick as they can. Gotcha for Life also tacking away. And Rag has got to get out of there. He didn't start well there, Dol, did he? He had to...
No, look, they got a bit caught up.
Yeah.
They tried to wiggle their way out of it, but quite couldn't. So they're just trying to get it out to the right-hand side into some clear air. I don't think it'll work out that badly for them if they can get a nice shift.
There's good pressure. Good pressure, exactly.
In the right.
So this is the group going left towards Bradley's. Balmain and sixth, or sixth and Balmain, then Yandu. Yandu trying to sneak round the bow of Finport.
Rag at the top of screens, just coming back there now, the Rag and finish.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he tacked that early.
Yes.
He doesn't want to let him get away, but I like that right-hand side at the moment. Good height, good pressure in the right, but obviously he's just got to cover his opposition. He doesn't need to do anything silly.
Smeg holding a good lane there above Finport. Yandu looks strong, just trying to sneak around the bow of Finport. Remembering he won this morning's, the first heat today, Yandu, from the Rag and Finport. Smeg just tacking. He's just starting to get gassed a little there. Shaw and Partners has tacked. Kitchen Maker looks pretty good as well, and Lazarus.
Yeah, they're getting a big header as they come in here, and they should come out high on port, but there's a ton of spectators.
Lazarus just
chopping up the breeze up there.
Lazarus just tacked onto a beauty there. But the boats that have gone left have gone really high left. That's led by Balmain, Yandu. Lazarus is there. Oh, yeah, the Rag's got to take more sterns coming back. He didn't go far enough, I don't think, the old Rag there. But the left looks strong at the moment. There's good pressure spiking around Bradley's head.
Yeah, that same little left-hand shift that we saw Balmain pick up on in the first race, first beat. Same again is there. But they will get over to that right-hand side, and the breeze will clock back around to the right.
So they're probably the two leaders at the moment, sixth and Balmain. But as you're saying, Dol, the further they go over, probably they'll head. But look at this breeze where we are, just to the windward of the fleet at Bradley's head. It's the strongest we've seen. It's probably about 11, 12 knots here.
And around to the left.
Left breeze too.
Yeah.
So if you can hook into that, and that's what the Rag's trying to do. He's trying to get across here now after a very wobbly start. We'll see him in a moment.
The other thing too, Pete, there's like probably 15 party boats all going up between Shark Island and Point Piper, which is where we're trying to get into as well. So probably best to try and position yourself to weather them if you can at the moment.
Yeah, they'll be chopping up the wind, and as they get further up the course, they will physically be getting in the way.
So Finport's locked in there a little bit. That's the third from the left as we look at the top of the screen. But now Rag's untangled himself by getting across to the left here, and his boats ahead of him, they were down in heading by sixth and Balmain. Oh, there's boats everywhere, as you say, Dol. Look at these party boats on the harbour.
I think they've all up anchored inside Bradley's head there, and they're all heading up into Rose Bay. But it'll be interesting to see what we see at the intersection here, Pete, because I think the boats that have got over to the right, they'll be tacking in on that Point Piper shore and should get a right-hand shift. But the breeze has clocked left, most definitely, so they might not get it this time, but I think they will.
Right in on the shore, Smeg. He's going to be the furthest boat in. And Shaw and Partners there, but here come charging out on starboard is Burrawang, Finport. And they're going to cross these boats that went hard left. I think at the moment, looking at it, it's probably Yandu is close to the lead,
along with
Lazarus and Smeg.
Yeah, that shift is there again.
Yeah.
So they'll be hoping the further they get in there, the more it'll head, and they'll come out high on starboard, but not as good as it was in the last race, I don't think.
So the next cross will be interesting between Yandu and Balmain. Let's see, Yandu still going in on port. just tacking now.
Yeah, looks to me like Balmain will cross them. It's going to be close.
Yes, Smeg's done well also. Yeah, I think Balmain will lead narrowly from Yandu. It's Henry Larkins, Tom Grimes and Flynn Toomey. Yeah, nice little lead there. And Smeg and Lazarus have done well. They're probably third and fourth. Oh, Finport's starting to motor into contention. It's still tricky up here, Dol, isn't it? A lot of the highs and lows.
Yeah, I think once you get up this top end of the course, so you're just going to keep chipping back into that right-hand side, which Balmain are doing now.
Yeah.
Now, they sailed a great first beat in that last race and just got themselves into trouble at the top. So let's just see if they can keep it clean this time.
When they tack, they'll look out at a couple of 2 or 3 party boats that are converging down the course with them. I'd say full of punters that have no idea about sailing, probably about a fair idea about drinking, but anyway, they're the party boats starting to intersect with the fleet.
All on the way to your Christmas party, Shippo.
Joe's birthday. Yeah. So Balmain is a couple of 100 metres from the windward mark.
Lazarus having to duck through them.
Lazarus threading the needle. So
Rags managed to wiggle themselves back into a reasonable position there, Pete. So they've done what they needed to do. Still a long way to go in this race, obviously, but they've got themselves back in touch, and that's all they need to do. They don't need to win this race. They just need to stay in touch. They should be good.
a Smeg tacking right in on the point, but we're watching Lazarus on the left-hand side, just about to tack. There they go. Nice job, boys. But Balmain leads with a mark, approaching first time, final heat, state championship.
Balmain need to get to this lay line. They might be a little underdone. We'll see.
They've got a good puff coming to them now, Dol, as they tack.
And it's left. They should cross Yandu easily.
Yep. They're on a lay line. Nice lay. Plenty of time to get the spinnaker up. And a little bit less carnage at this mark so far. First time we saw it, it was pretty ugly. Okay, Balmain around in a good little puff. Straight into the spinnaker. Clark Island wing mark, next port of call. And then Finport throwing mainsail at it, get around in the bow of Yandu. Keegan York's around. Yandu with Mick Elaine's around third. Lazarus fourth.
Yeah, good job. Tack inside there.
Yeah, well done. Well managed. Ooh, Lazarus. He's around. Just sneaking around. Don't forget you can kiss the mark in 80-foot racing. Rag round the outside. Then the Smeg and a beauty. Got the bow down. Sixth will be next. Then the Vaikobi, then Burrawang. All overlay here, but that's okay. Reaching in. Burrawang next with Jack Ferguson steering. Shaw and Partners. Then the Kitchen Maker. And got some trouble ahead. Sixth. Okay, Burrawang's round. Vaikobi to leeward of him. There's Shaw and Partners. There's the Kitchen Maker. Marine Outlet next. Royal Oak. Then Gotcha for Life. 80-footer Barn Restaurant. Did we see... Oh, Noakes is there. Sorry, Noakes is around after the Royal Oak and in front of Gotcha for Life. I think that's the full fleet, Jimmy. We're all around and all on our way almost to Clark Island. A couple... Okay, Noakes around next. And okay, we're off.
One thing that short beat certainly produces is some top mark action with the fleet still pretty compressed. So, pretty exciting action at the top mark each time so far for the first beat. So we're off to the Clark Island mark again now before they head down to Athol. So it'll be interesting to see if they've repositioned these two marks at all, because last time we saw they couldn't make the Spinnaker run from Clark to Athol.
What a lovely sight that is. The 18 screaming down the harbour on a sparkling summer's day. Summer solstice in Sydney or in Australia, the Southern Hemisphere. Kitchen Maker. Lachlan Steele, Jerome Watson, Darcy McCracken. Lying about 9th position.
Shout out to their sponsor, Darren McCavanagh, who's on his catamaran over in the Caribbean, and I believe that Darren this week was appointed a life membership of the 18-footers.
Wonderful, well deserved. Yeah. Congratulations all around. Okay, well here's the leader with the, what do we say, tangerine, mandarin coloured Spinnaker. Jimmy, you're the colour buff, aren't you?
I'm the colour buff, anyway.
You're the fashion consultant.
Definitely not a fashion consultant.
We'll settle for orange Spinnaker, I think.
Orange, definitely.
Oh, so they're going to drop the Spinnaker, I think.
Dropping straight away on the Balmain.
There's some pretty cluey sailors on that boat. Tom Grimes especially, and Henry Larkins and Flynn Toomey. They're pretty good young sailors, so they're around, and if the mark is in the same position...
Which it looks to me that it is.
So it's a main and jib reach. So it'll be interesting with Yandu. They've jibed and off camera, and they're going to drop as well.
They are going to drop.
Yeah, well, smart play, Balmain, and a good lead, a really good lead, and they're smoking downwind or across the wind now. There's Yandu just dropping, hopefully. So that's Clark Island. That's running down the side of. And even off camera, just main and jib reaching, they're struggling to get up there.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
That is tight. Finport third, dropping also. I think everyone's seen the writing on the wall here. Dolder drop. Rag, jibe, drop. Or is he dropping? Yep.
Yeah.
So he's fourth. Lazarus booming in, dropping. Yeah, I think it's a definite drop.
Yeah, they'd almost jibe there and be lucky to clear the island, I think. The point of the island.
Oh, so. here's a go. Coming in now. Stick with us here. Smeg's next around. Oh, Smeg. Spinnaker in the water. Yeah, they're in trouble. Real trouble.
Prawns and in the drink.
Oh, sixth coming in. Kobe slotting in.
Burrowing around the outside. Jeepers.
Oh, the halyard just let go on the Smeg and just went in the water. The Spinnaker, they came to an absolute full stop. So Kobe got round clean. Six, still a bit of work to do with the Spinnaker still up. Kitchen Maker's round, and there's the Burrowing. They had a late drop, but they've got Spinnaker down. Good job, and it's a really tight reach across there, Dol. Where's the mark? Can we see this?
Yeah, just to the right of Balmain at the moment.
Okay, it's just a definite main and jib reach. Well, that's a day over for Smeg, unfortunately.
Marine Outlet back there as well, Shibbo. They're trying to join the party with them.
Right. They've got problems.
All getting the Christmas prawns early.
So, Leeward mark for the final time, then up to Rose Bay, Shark Island, and then around that mark, and then the run to the finish. As the Balmain and around the Leeward mark, they lead by about 20 seconds from Yandu. Where's this ferry going, Dol?
It looks like he'll go behind Balmain.
Yeah, Balmain, that's Yandu second. Finport third, Rag fourth. Almost at the mark. There he is, around. Yandu's round. Nicker Lane. Attacks immediately. There's a ferry obstructing him coming. There's the ferry. So whether he wanted to go to the right or not, he was forced there by the ferry. Balmain up in the left now. Finport around. And what's he tacking immediately also?
Well, I think that's good for Balmain. It means their opposition will be allured of them. They can keep an eye on them and keep them tucked away. More likely to get a little bit of a left-hander when you're a little bit higher up the course as they are at the moment.
Okay, Rag's tacked. He's in fourth spot. As Lazarus, who's gone around next. Then a fast coming by Kobe. And then a little bit of a gap to sixth, remembering Smeg capsized at the wing mark. Kobe just coming around now. Get that jib on, boys. Okay, now's the sixth round. Burrowang on the inside of Kitchen Maker. And then on hard attack behind them, Shaw and Partners.
Shaw and Partners coming in hot, but they need to get it up so they're not in the gas of the Kitchen Maker. Pretty quick, smart.
I'm looking upwind, the breeze in the left at the moment, but it gets a bit trickier down further. Here comes Marine Outlet and Gotcha for Life. John Cooley steering Marine Outlet today. Gotcha for Life is Will Dargaville, and behind them is Smeg. Fairway back now after his capsize.
It was a pretty quick swim for Smeg.
Well, especially with the spinnaker half up or half down.
Yeah, not an easy one to get out of doing that. Dropping the spinnaker while you're on your side, full of water.
Have we seen the Noakes, Jimmy? Did we see
The
them?
Noakes is just off Double Bay now.
Oh, okay. They're fairway back, aren't they?
With a very shiny spinnaker, so I dare say they've had a swim.
It's a bit damp.
It's probably a fair indication as Gotcha for Life around. So we're on the win for the last time. Sixth by Kobe, Lazarus, and the Rag and Famish. Breeze out in the main harbour, probably 9-10 knots, maybe a little spike to 11, but beautiful conditions for the final heat of the state titles.
Certainly a stark contrast to what we saw a few weeks ago when we cancelled, Pete. Yeah, beautiful sailing conditions, and it's good to see, you know, a good day for them to hit it out, decide this championship for the year as we close into Christmas. And we're seeing some really good sailing across the board today. Nice close racing, great to see.
That's Lazarus. He's in fifth spot.
Yeah, we've got Yandu going hard over to the right-hand shore again, but at the moment we've got Balmain high on the course, looking very high on port tack. They're going to get a very big advantage here.
There he is. He looks very strong. Yep.
In line with them is Rag and Famish, who have also hooked onto the left-hander. No, it's not going to last forever. They're just starting to head a little bit now, but they took a big dig to windward with that breeze just then.
It's nice while it lasts anyway.
Yeah, they were on an elevator.
There's Yandu right in on Point Pipe at the western side, western end. He's got to hope for a big right-hander, but as Dolly said, down in the middle, Balmain was high and left, but starting to head as he gets back in a little. This is going to be interesting.
Further we get across here, they're just starting to soak down, and
not going to be much in this.
No, Mika will be looking to tack in there and get a nice big right hand lift.
Okay, I think Yandu has tacked, has he? I can't see him yet. There he is. Yeah, here he comes. Here he comes. And still Balmain leads. It's probably about the same distance they were at the leeward mark, really. Well, maybe Balmain's extended a bit. Finport just taking the stern of Yandu. Yeah, Balmain very strong out in the middle now. Yeah, I think the left was the paying tack there.
Yeah, just being that little bit higher up the course. As I said, when they tacked on the other side of that ferry, it just gave them that little bit of gauge above the fleet. They managed to hook onto that left-hander. It's got a ferry just about to slice and dice the fleet. About to appear on your screens. There it is,
I've
folks.
been watching Dull. Every time we're not up here, there's no traffic going through here, but every time we seem to come up here, there's a ton of traffic.
Pit Street.
Yeah.
Well, that's the race leader. Right in off Royal Prince Edward Yacht Club. There's Finport vying for second. He's got himself into second, actually. He's going to cross Yandu. And then fourth will be the Rag.
Yeah, but what I think you'll see, Peter's on the next exchange.
Yeah, it'll be the opposite.
It'll be the other way round, because Yandu will go in, they'll get the right-hander, and they'll come back out with the starboard advantage. And should, if they don't cross Finport will probably have to take their stern.
Yeah, well, Finport can see that, and they're flopping straight back over and trying to get in there.
And not the greatest tack in the world. No, Yandu, clear jump on them there.
Yeah, and look, they've just handed some advantage to Rag and Famish there too.
Yeah, Finport will just cover off on him here.
They should just cross, but they gave a bit back to Rag and Famish there.
Good breeze up here again at the weather mark. Probably 9-10 knots, and maybe a little bit more in the puffs. The afternoon wears on.
There's our race leader, the young lads on Balmain. Henry Larkin's on the helm. Yeah, I keep talking these young guys up who I've known since, all three of them since they were young kids, and really like to see them hang on today and get a race win in the final heat. That'll really boost their confidence coming into the bigger regattas of the season. But three very talented young men, and yeah, compared to some of these other more experienced 18-footer sailors, they're hitting their straps just at the right time. Finport and Yandu there. Finport just with a slight advantage at the moment, sitting to windward and on starboard tack.
Just about to see Rag come in from the right
into the
screen.
picture. Yep. Just about to line up. There they are now, and coming across their sterns, obviously. So, but doing what they need to do, I think, at the moment, Pete, with the points.
Meanwhile, front of the pack is the race leader. The run to the finish now. Balmain leads. Very nice lead. Opened up on that beat. The other three were really playing with each other, but he had a bit of a clear passage, Balmain. So Spinnaker set with a little bit of a twist, which will come out, and they're away. The run to Clark Island, and the race and the final heat belongs to them. Here comes Finport squeezing up on Yandu on a lay. Oh, off camera, Balmain's just taken a bit of a dive to windward. Yeah, dropped the windward wing in, but
just
okay.
down pressure there, though, Peter.
Yeah, got to get out of there.
Yeah, I'm hoping these other guys don't come around and get a puff.
Finport's around.
Here we go.
Balmain still struggling.
Some pressure now.
Finport, Yandu, boat length behind, and then Finport still in touch, about another 10 boat lengths behind.
I was going to say before they dipped that wing, I don't think I've ever seen Flynn Toomey pull a spinnaker up the mast as quick as he just did then. It went up like an absolute bullet.
Amazing what happens when you're in front.
Yeah.
How good you can be, but they're pretty good today so far. So this is the race for second, third and fourth we're looking at, as it was in the first race when they were dicing for first. Now they're dicing for the minor placings. We're saying there's Balmain running away on starboard jibe to the finish at Clark Island. Oh, the rags jibed right on as kitchen maker tacks.
Yeah, they saw the kitchen maker there and jibed to get out of the way, and the kitchen maker tacked to try and get out of their way. So,
so the race to the finish.
Balmain with good pressure now, deep on starboard jibe. They've just got to get it home, and they'll.
It's getting that left-hand pressure that's out in the middle. And we're on Yandu. Trying to hold down second spot. Finport's out in the mainstream with plenty of pressure. He's got to come back on port. Rag just a little bit behind here. A little bit behind Yandu, but he'll be tight with Finport. Balmain, what are those boys going to do? I think they'll stand out in the harbour with more pressure.
One and in more likely, I think, play it safe. Another little puff on them now out of the right. Yeah, they got that pressure on the beat over on that side, so they've gone back to that side on the downwind to try and milk the advantage from that same line of breeze.
Smart sailing. That's the gap. Yandu in the foreground, second. Tight with Finport, but that's Balmain. He looks he's going to try and hit it in one here, I think. Off camera, Finport smoking down in a good pressure. Really good pressure on the Finport. There he is with the white chute. Stand by for the jibe on Balmain. Here's Finport. You can see the pressure.
Now Yandu has got pressure as well, just off screen.
A bit nervous on the Balmain. A bit nervous on the Balmain. Yandu's getting the bow down. Oh, Balmain's bow up. Oh dear, this is going to be close, Dol.
Certainly is.
Oh, Balmain have got a jibe, I think. No, now they've got the puff.
It's got some pressure back again.
Oh, it's going to be tight. Oh, they're going out to a ley line, I think, here, one and in. There they okay now. They've just got that puff to get the bow across the front of Yandu, who are now bow up. Good sailing, Balmain. Well done. They held their nerve.
They're going to jibe now.
Yeah, they've got it.
Setting up.
There they go. Surely, here they go. One and in. Lovely jibe. Finishing line, 100 metres away. Final heat of the state titles. It's going to belong to Balmain. Wonderful performance from Henry Larkins, Tom Grimes and Flynn Toomey. We're almost there. 40 metres to go. They'll probably do. It's going to run in now with a bow down, and Herder will go shortly. There it is, Balmain first. Well done. Very, very good performance. Yandu, they're all coming in hot now. Yandu will be second. Finport third. There's Yandu across. There's Finport. And then the rag.
There they go.
There's the rag. Very solid day for them with a second and a fourth, and I think that'll give them the title, Dol.
Yeah, they did what they needed to do.
Yeah,
Smart sailing, nothing
Josh,
silly.
Max Paul and Finn Rodowitz, along with Josh Porepsky, state champions.
Yeah, as I said earlier, you know, Josh did a great job filling in for Harry in the latter part of the regatta, and Cool Heads got the job done in the end. But in that race in particular, well done to the team on Balmain, led by Henry. Excellent sailing. A bit unlucky in the race before, getting into a bit of strife. They had good potential in that earlier race as well, but good to see them get the win.
Just watching Lazarus go across in the fifth spot. So he had a good day. The Lazarus boys, a fourth and a fifth.
They did good. Starts were the key for those boys today. They were getting off the start line exceptionally well.
Very well.
Holding their ground, sailing fairly mistake-free.
Tom Kunich and Roy Woodcock and Paddy Bannon. Sixth will be Vycobi, and he's done it to us again. Sixth will be seventh.
They just can't crack it.
They can't. So sixth had a seventh and an eighth, if that makes sense. Sixth was seventh and eighth. That's a bit of rhyme and reason to that, I suppose. So they're just all coming in now. Sixth across seventh. A little bit of a gap. Who's next? The Burrawang, with Jack Ferguson standing in for Simon Nirm today, and Tom Quigley and Cam McDonald. So they are eighth. And then there's a fair gap, Jimmy, I think, after that, isn't there?
Got the Kitchmaker and
Oh,
Sneg
okay, coming up the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, the middle.
Sneg's made a bit of a recovery after his demise at the jibe mark. Burrawang across.
Yeah, good sailing from Jack Ferguson today. Hopefully we see a bit more sailing from Jack in the 18-footers, but he's got a pretty busy dance card usually, in anything from Youth America's Cups to 49ers. He's on the 49er at the moment with Max Paul, our new state champion on the Rag and Famish. They'll be campaigning towards the LA Olympics.
So there's the kitchen maker. Here he comes. Lachlan Steele, Jerome Watts and Darcy McCracken across now. Gives them a ninth. Next will be the Smeg, I think. 10th. Had a 5th and a 10th. Capsize didn't help.
Yeah, they got themselves in trouble a few times today. So as I was saying, with that short beat, Pete, they're pretty compressed at the top mark in a narrow space of water. Good TV.
Yeah, Marine Outlet. 11th, John Cooley, and after Shaw and Partners, Emma Rankin will be next. Good day for the everyone today. Nice clear conditions, beautiful lightish breeze, and everyone could have a good go at
a good crack at it
at the race without too much drama.
We haven't seen the Noakes come through, have we? They're up at the top just setting a spinnaker now.
So we're watching who we've got across now is Shaw and Partners.
Shaw and Partners finishing. Keegan's just already finished, obviously. He's just having a bit of a mill around.
They'll be 12th.
I think he's taking someone for a joyride, maybe a sponsor or something. Sponsor or friend,
So Shaw and Partners, then Gotcha for Life we've got here, Jimmy.
Yep.
And I think in the background we've got two boats vying it out.
Noakes and Royal Oak, would that be, Jimmy?
Yeah, that looks like it. And then we've got a full house, I think.
18-footers.
An 18-footers. So there's 3 still to come, is there, Jimmy? We've got... Where's Noakes? We got...
Noakes up there with the blue shirt.
Green is...
the Royal Oak, I think.
Royal Oak. As we watch Gotcha for Life go across.
I'll just do a little soak through the finish. No need to jibe at this point in time.
They're across.
You can just see that's Noakes and the Royal Oak at the top of the course, just making their way down. A little way to go for them.
There's the battle for the 14th and 15th spot. That's a great sight, those two boats. They're hanging in there.
Still a battle between the two, despite the fact that they're a fair way back.
Enjoying a lovely sail on the harbour. So, Dolly, we might just sort of wrap the day up. I think we've had two heats of the state championship, the final two heats. 6 races counted. You dropped your first, and we lost 2 races early in the season with that race day called off. So today's results in the first heat today: Yandu first, Rag and Famish second, Finport third, Lazarus fourth, Smeg fifth, Ikobe 6th, Balmain 7th, 6th was 8th, Burrowang 9, Shore and Partners 10, Marine Outlet 11, The Kitchen Maker, followed by Noakes, Royal Oak and the 18th Bar and Restaurant. And the second heat just concluded. A great win to Balmain, Henry Larkins, followed by Yandu, Finport, Rag and Famish, Lazarus, Ikobe 6th, Burrowang, Kitchen Maker, Smeg, Marine Outlet, Shore and Partners, Gotcha for Life. And still just coming now is Noakes with the blue spinnaker and the green spinnaker belonging to the Royal Oak. So, Dole, what did you think of today? I'm looking ahead. What are you thinking of?
Well, I think the form guide, you know, it's been fairly accurate up until now, but what we did see was maybe the racing being a bit closer than we've seen in the past. Little bit easier sailing conditions today, which allowed the majority of the fleet to get some good racing in, and I think moving forward into the big regattas coming up, you know, the cream's rising to the top, and we're seeing their sort of top 3, 4, 5 boats pretty consistent, pretty close, and it's also going to be interesting to see when we get some of our overseas competitors arrive later or earlier in the coming year for the JJ Gilpin, and but yeah, we'll see how we go. But yeah, from me, I'd just like to thank everyone at Sail Media and wish everyone at home a Merry Christmas, and for all our friends, including our mate Dylan Clark at the back of the boat here, that are heading to Hobart this year. We wish you all a safe and successful race, and we'll see you all in 2025.
Well, thanks, Dolly. And Jimmy, your closing comments for 2024?
Yeah, mate, been a great start to the season, plenty of excitement, and one good thing to see is all the crews are improving and on the improve immensely. It's been very good to see that after the first couple of weeks, when the poor young kids got the jeebus kicked out of them, that they've stuck at it, and they keep sticking at it, and you know, the rewards are showing, which is great to see. Just like to also, you know, sort of say Merry Christmas and a safe and a happy New Year, and good luck to everyone heading south on Thursday for the Sydney to Hobart yacht race, Pete. But you and I are doing it the smart way. We're flying down, so it's looking. At the moment, looks like it's going to be a very fast race for the maxis, so we'll have to get our jets on and get down there quickly.
Well, thank you, Jimmy. Well, just seeing the final two cross, Noakes getting ahead of the Royal Oak to finish off the year for us, and I'd just like to reiterate the comments of Dolly and Jimmy. Thank you, everyone, for watching through 2024. 2025 awaits us, so we will hope to have your company then. But on behalf of all the team, and I'd like to thank them for the efforts they've put in, Chits and Piers, and Sam and Dylan especially, for your efforts so far this year. We look forward to many and better things in 2025. Wish you all a very Merry Christmas, everyone, a very happy and safe and healthy 2025, and we look forward to your company from the next time from Sydney Harbour. So on behalf of all the Sail Media team, Peter Shipway wishing you all a Merry Christmas and see you next year.